ladies and gentlemen, this next act is a man I've known for very many years. He's been a close personal showbiz friend of mine for a very long time. It is a great pleasure to welcome onto the stage, build up your applause for a man the like of which we shall never see again. It's the thinking man's idiot, Mr. Stewart Lee.
So, the Pope died this year. I was sad about that because I love Catholicism. It's actually my favourite form of clandestine global evil. And my favourite thing about Catholicism is the way that it manages to combine a search for sort of profound spiritual truth in the universe with a love of kind of inane seaside tat. You don't often see those two things working towards a common objective. I'll give an example of what I mean. I was in the Vatican last year, and outside there, in front of the big church in the square, they had these kind of stalls, and they were selling lollipops about that big, with the face of Pope John Paul II on them. You could buy Pope John Paul II lollipops, and I was wondering if, in the light of his death earlier this year, whether sales of those lollipops went up or whether they went down. Whether good Catholics thought, the Pope's just died. It would now seem inappropriate to lick a sugar effigy of his face. Or whether they'd go, the Pope's just died. What better way to pay tribute to his memory than to lick a sugar effigy of his face? Eat that, swallow it, digest it, shit out a kind of holy Pope shit. I don't know if whatever spiritual properties the lollipop has would survive the digestive process. I'm neither medically nor spiritually qualified to do anything other than speculate on that. But they put out this story, didn't they, the Catholic Church, about the Pope's last words. Apparently on his deathbed he made an address to God. He said to God, I searched for you, you found me, I thank you. That's the story they put out. Let's call it what it is, an obvious made-up lie. Because even the cardinals in the Vatican admitted that he was in a coma for the last couple of weeks of his life, and it does seem like a very profound and eloquent statement to make in your closing moments. I'm suspicious of that story for personal reasons, right? Because I actually nursed two people, an elderly relative and a friend of my own age, both of whom I loved, through very long illnesses, not dissimilar to the late Pope's. And I can assure you that in their closing moments, neither of them were in a fit state to say anything as eloquent or profound as that. Although admittedly I was holding pillows over their faces at the time. But you know, it was an act of love. Of course, some consternation here, of course, the Pope's funeral, because it ended up being scheduled for the same weekend as the wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Camilla Parker Bowles, and they actually ended up moving that wedding to avoid a clash of interests. I don't think they should have done that. They should have left that wedding where it was, because for me, that's what split-screen television technology was invented for. Although it's hard, isn't it, to imagine which one of those two events would have been the most depressing to watch, you know. The public veneration of a wrinkled old corpse. Well done. Let's hope the viewers at home are operating with the same lightning reflexes. You might think some comedians think, oh, they guessed the punchline, that's a shame. I actually welcome it. I think it's good, because it's quite hard to write jokes. A response like that suggests that in future, if we cultivate the right crowds, I could just walk out with a kind of list of topics. Read them out, and you could think of something amusing in your own imagination. Then if you didn't enjoy the show, it would be your fault. I didn't mean to cause any offence talking about religion there, but it is easy to cause offence without meaning to. And I did it myself last year. I'll give an example of how it happened. Now, I stopped doing stand-up for about 4 years, and during that time I worked writing about kind of music and film and stuff for magazines and papers, and at the start of last year I was really excited because I got to interview Ang Lee, the Taiwanese art film director who had then just made the Incredible Hulk film, which a lot of people think was his best work. And I was really excited because I started reading Hulk comics when I was 7, and 30 years later I still read them, so I was really excited to talk to Ang Lee about the Hulk. And when I do an interview, he was in Los Angeles, I was in London, and on the phone I try and make a little joke at the start to put the subject to ease, you know. So I rang up Ang Lee, and I said to him, Ang Lee, you have directed the Incredible Hulk film. You must be very excited and proud, but don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Then there was a long silence. After a while, Ang Lee said, I'm sorry, what did you just say? And I said, Ang Lee, you have directed the Incredible Hulk film. You must be very excited and proud, but don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Then there was another long silence, and then Ang Lee said, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? And I said, no, there's no need, it was just a stupid joke. And he went, no, what did you say? And I said, Ang Lee, you have directed the Incredible Hulk film. You must be very excited and proud, but don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And Ang Lee said, yes, I thought you said that. I heard you the first time. Why did you say that? I said, well, it's just a joke, you know. I expect loads of people have made that joke to you. And he said, no one's ever done it before. What did you mean? And I said to him, well, you know the Hulk film? And he went, yeah. I said, well, in that film, Ang, Bruce Banner, he's the Hulk, he says, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And you directed it, as you know, and your name's Ang Lee. And so for a joke, I said, don't make me Ang Lee. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry, because angry sounds a bit like Ang Lee. And Ang Lee said, no, it doesn't. And I said, come on, Ang, be fair. Ang Lee does sound a bit like angry. And he said, no, it doesn't. He said, Ang Lee is a completely different word to Ang Lee. I said, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? He said, yes, gladly. He said, Ang Lee is a completely different word to Ang Lee. And I said to him, I don't know what you're talking about, Ang. That's not the point I'm trying to make. What I'm saying is that Ang Lee sounds similar to angry. You swap those two words around in a sentence, people notice there's been a slight change from whence the humour arises. Ang Lee is actually the same word as Ang Lee. If you swap those two words round, no one would notice anything had happened, because they're the same word. And I don't understand how you can have gone down this blind alley. It's so obvious what the joke is. I don't see how you're having such a problem. Then he interrupted me. He went, oh, I get it, he said. Is this a joke about me having a Taiwanese accent? And I said, no, it never occurred to me that you would think that. I said, it's just about Lee and Ree sounding similar. I said to him, look, my own surname is Lee. I said, I've had 37 years of fun with that syllable. I know its elastic potential. And he interrupted me again. He went, you're anti-Taiwanese. I said, I'm not. I don't even know where Taiwan is. I have no interest in it. Made it worse, to be honest. And he got this lawyer on the phone from the Paramount or Universal. He was shouting at me, accusing me of being anti-Taiwanese, saying, how dare you, an anti-Taiwanese man, accept this interview? I'm not. I had to get my editor on from this paper to stick up for me, saying that I had no history of anti-Taiwanese bias in arts coverage. Then he starts shouting at me, Ang Lee, going, how dare you do this? And I'm going, why don't you just listen in the first place? I was went on for about 45 minutes. I'm going, shut up. And in the end, he just totally lost his temper, Ang Lee, and he said to me, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I said, you've proved my point, you fucking Taiwanese idiot. Go back to Taiwan, wherever that is. Then he started arguing with me again. In the end, Ang Lee argued with me for so long that he missed his 2:30 dental appointment. That's the time that Ang Lee goes to the dentist. Don't let him tell you any different. They say to him, do you want an appointment card? He says, no, there's no need to write it down. I'll remember the time of the appointment by thinking of my own pain. I've been Stewart Lee. Thanks a lot for bearing with us. Thank you.
Stewart Lee! Well, that's all from us at Edinburgh and beyond. A big round of applause for all the acts you've seen this evening.